Alright, back once again. I just finished casting all three molds. Much better success this time. First thing I did is turned off my ceiling fan. That made a huge difference, and it didn't seem to over accelerate the drying of the top of the molds as it was sitting. I mixed up a two mold formula, but I seem to be running about an extra mold out of the weight. So I did 4 ounces of water and 372 grams of the Merlins Magic, and I was able to fill all 3 molds without really any problem. I mean, it took right down to the end of the cup, but it filled the mold. So the Cavern floor mold, all the pieces came out this time. No problems at all, no breaking. They look good, they got good detail. The Cavern floor accessory mold came out. Everything looks good. Door looks good. Back smooth. I didn't have any breaking around the fire pit ring this time. The coins. And the chest. Chest looks nice. And then I casted the Cavern accessory mold, which is different than the Cavern floor mold. And I'm telling you right now, if you go and you buy a mold and you're doing a dungeon or you're doing a cavern, put this mold in, because you can't truly appreciate what comes out of this thing until you start pulling the pieces out. And I was like, oh my God. Everything you see right here is a single cast out of that mold. We've got kind of a wooden, this is a mount that I can cast 2 of these on the floor. I can cast 2 halves of this barrel and glue them together, and it'll sit right up on this mount off the ground. You got a different type of chest, and this obviously is the chest I'm going to use when I do the descent, because I can paint the colored bands around that. You've got sacks of grain, another coin pile, a broken bucket, some type of half pillar. You can make something and put it on top. You could take 2 halves of this, and then you've got this ball right here that could actually go on top of that piece and glue it on there. You've got these wooden, I don't know, it's like a wooden floor. I mean, I could stack these together and make like a wooden floor. I've got a banded crate, wooden crate right there. I've got a larger pedestal. I got half of what looks like to be an iron door. Now, I was worried about this because I've seen in another video review that this piece breaks, so I didn't even know what it was when I poured in the mold, because if you look, that piece comes out right here. I mean, that's, you know, so I was like, I don't even know what's in that, so let me pour it in there and see what comes out, and it looks like it's about half of an iron door, so I could cast the other half, put them together, or kind of leave it broken or something like that. But a wooden crate, yeah, and the detail is just unbelievable. And now this, you have the open wooden crate right here, which has an opening, and also right here on this mold, out of this space comes the lid. So you could come over here, and basically, I'm trying to do this while watching through my camera. Let me put it in there. There it is. There's the lid right on top of the crate. So you can either model the crate open, maybe a sack of grain in it, or you can model it closed, or you could put something in it that if your adventurers are running around, if you're using it in a D&D type setting or some type of roleplay setting, you know, there could be something in the crate, and they actually open the crate and explore it, and there may be coins in there, maybe nothing in there. This looks like the firewood for the fire pit that's over here, so I could take that, paint some coals on it and stuff, you know, and things. Looks like 3 crystalline pillars, a chunk of wood, a half stone, which I'm assuming I could cast the other half and it would make a round stone, maybe a grinding stone or something like that in a workshop area. And then this right here would be a lever. I'm not sure what piece is supposed to be the handle, or if there even is a handle, but if I wanted to make a handle, it's a piece of brass rod and a little something on top, so that's no big deal at all. But if you can get in, I mean, if you can just look at the details, that comes out of this mold. This mold, I can tell you right now, is worth every cent. You know, because I'm immediately, as soon as I finish up here, going to recast this mold again because it's awesome. Again, over here, the wood planks came out all in one piece this time, so I didn't have any problems with that. I think the biggest difference between this and the last time is I turned my ceiling fan off, which allowed the top to stay wetter a little longer. The scraping is a little different. You know, when I first pulled with the scraper across the thing, I could feel it kind of catching, and I'm sure the guys have been casting forever. It's definitely a feel that you're going to get the feel for how you're going to pull this across here without catching, you know, these edges. Because if you catch and it flexes it a little bit, you got a chance to pull plaster out, which you don't want to do. You want to keep as much plaster in there and keep it as level as possible as you're doing it. But barrels, you got an open barrel, a solid barrel. You've got a clay pot right here. It's awesome. I mean, there's no other thing to describe it. That it's just awesome. So that's the stuff from before. And here's another pro tip. Keep the stuff separated, because now I have to go match up the pieces from that mold. Those are 2 mold casts up there of different molds, because I want to keep the molds kind of together, you know, what came out of each mold, because I'm not ready to assemble yet. So I want to keep mold 281 with 281. And I want to keep mold 282 with 282. And actually this is 281. And then keep the accessories all together in, you know, one container for right now. Because I got to cast this a whole bunch more times, you know, so before I even start looking at putting it on the paper. So that's going to be it for now. I'm going to cast this up a bunch, and at the next video, maybe we'll assemble a piece. We'll get a couple of these out and start assembling them and see how it goes together. But for right now, I've got a bunch more casting to do, so I'm going to watch some videos and cast this afternoon away. So I appreciate you watching. If you like it, click like, sub up, and I'll try to keep the videos coming. I appreciate your time, and have a good day. Thanks.